go. Fourth episode.
Yes, sir.
Excited. It took us long to get to to the fourth episode.
Yeah, that's true.
And I haven't touched base with you in quite a bit of time. I do know that you've been, which we spoke about in the last episode. You've been traveling, or you've went to Vietnam. How's it been since been that side? I think you've got about what, 2 weeks in Vietnam?
Yeah, it's been almost 3 weeks actually now. I think close to
Three
three
weeks,
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty nice. I would say the last week kind of sucked a lot though because basically they're celebrating like Lunar New Year, and so
Okay.
it's kind of like it's really crazy. Basically, if you imagine Christmas, I thought Christmas is crazy because people like celebrate that really hard. That's like a really big deal. But Christmas is only one day. Here, it's like they have Tet, and that's like 1 week off. Like people are taking 1 week off. Most of the businesses, most of the shops are closed. It's kind of hard to find food. Like you basically got to get like fast food most of the time, or get like snacks from the convenience store. So yeah, I would not recommend coming here during Tet. It's like it's pretty crazy. Yeah, everything's closed,
So
and
it's like I love that though. I do love that. And tell me, obviously, this will be like their new. This is what, like their new year.
yeah, it's like their New Year. Yeah, it's like their New Year. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, basically a lot of things are closed, and a lot of things that are open have like a surcharge. So like there'll be like a 20% Tet surcharge for like being open during Tet.
I love that, bro. I think that's actually quite dope, you know. But I think that's one thing about Asian people. I think they're very much cultural, and they're
Hmm.
very much s- spiritual, maybe, if I can say. So I think they don't do things on a surface level. You know, if they're celebrating, they like totally celebrate something,
Ah, that's
and you'll
true.
see it
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
streets, and you'll see them happy and doing whatever that celebration is about. Um, Another thing that I just thought about now is there's this thing. I'm not sure as to what they call it. I'm just forgetting what the name is of the particular day, and it's in Bali. They call it. I think they call it chipi. I'm probably butchering the name. I'm getting the name wrong, but and I think it happens now in March. And the whole concept of concept of the day is you you don't get out of your place. So it's silent day, silent day.
Oh,
That's what they call it,
okay.
silent day. So you don't get out of your place. Yeah, shops are closed, stores are closed. You're just in your apartment for the whole day.
Oh,
So
okay.
normally what people do is that in that particular week prior to silent day, people are like stocking on water, people are stocking on food and all those sort of things, and
Hmm.
you're just in your apartment.
Okay.
Which when I experienced that as well, I thought that it was a cool thing because I think it just helps you reset as a person, as opposed to like how it is, right? Like every single day, like your mind is just constantly thinking in terms of what to do next and all those sort of things.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think silent day is like good for that. It just helps you like sort of reset and just be in yourself and not think about what you have to do content wise or work wise or anything that you'd normally get to do on your day-to-day basis, basically.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds like very unique and interesting, actually. Yeah, like so it's basically you just stay inside all day, and it's kind of like you just basically you're just like this massive introvert, like for one day.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh,
And you're not allowed to open curtains. I mean, I did open my curtain because
oh,
then it was just like dark in the room,
yeah.
but it was like you're not allowed to like open curtains,
Oh, so you're literally
The
like
one thing
not
that
you can't
I
even like go outside for a walk, for example, or you're not really supposed to do that.
no one is supposed to be in the street.
Oh, wow. So it's really
So
extreme.
it's actually, I mean, I'm not sure as to what happened, but then you're not allowed to be in the streets.
Okay.
So I guess if they were to find you, then that becomes an illegal thing, you
Okay.
know. But
Wow.
it's just, I think that's a dope concept. It's a dope concept. And
Yeah,
I think the
yeah, for
reason as to
sure.
why I say that is because as people sometimes, like our mind is just constantly thinking. We're always thinking about, whatever that your day kind of looks like. You're always just trying to catch up onto your day and, hustling, doing, different sort of things. So
Yeah, for
a day
sure.
like that whereby you can just sit down and just indulge into yourself. I think that's quite nice.
Yeah, and actually, I can kind of see that because last year when I came here, I came like at the end of like the lunar. I think maybe I came in like the last 2 or 3 days, and so for me back then, like that was a lot better of an experience because it was still like I was new here. I was eating like there's still like Western food open, so I was more like down to eat that because I was new. I didn't want to try new food yet, and I
Yeah,
was like meeting lots of people. For example, like there were people visiting inside Vietnam from other places in Vietnam, like all over the place.
yeah,
And so it was a lot more magical in that aspect. Like it was just a different vibe. But now I feel like for 5 days it was too long for me this time, and I think
yeah.
part of that is maybe some of the magic of Vietnam starting to go. There's I don't know if you're aware of it, but like there's so many influencers now being like they're just posting anything. They're just like, oh, I'm in Vietnam. It's so sick. I'm in Vietnam. It's like
Yeah, I saw this one video and but maybe before that, like another event whereby you can actually see that like Asian people are very inclined into, their culture is like also like in Thailand when they have the Lantern Festival.
yeah, they have
Like
that,
it's
and
people are just like really out there and they just like really indulging into the whole, what the Lantern Festival is about, like they've got the lanterns, up in the sky and they creating little bows to put in the river
yeah,
and
I was in
you
Chiang Mai
know
for that. The one thing about Thailand is I feel like there's always a party. There's like something like almost like all the time, like every month or every few weeks even. But yeah,
yeah,
they're new. Thailand also has a new year too. Like I don't know if you're aware, it's called like Songkran, where they have like a massive water fight for like a week.
a massive water fight,
Yeah, it's like if you just walk in the street, you're gonna get sprayed by like water guns.
like
Yeah,
water shooting guns.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
In
and I've never heard of that. Yeah,
in some places it's very extreme. Like they celebrate it for like a whole week. Like Chiang Mai, they celebrate it for like a whole week. People are like, "Oh, it's a must-do thing on your bucket list. You got to go to Chiang Mai during Songkran." I was in Samui last year during Songkran, so that was a bit better. It was just one day, so that was actually pretty fun. Just being one day, and then it just is fine after that. But
yeah, yeah. But speaking about like everyone wanting to be an influencer, I think what's is it influencer or like oh yeah, I guess maybe influencer, right? Or would you say there's a difference between like an influencer and a content creator?
I think there's a bit of a difference. I'm not even sure what they're trying
I
to
would think
do.
so too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
so too.
I don't know if they're just clout chasing. Maybe it's just like they feel like it's a unique, like novel experience they gotta share. They're like, whoa, I'm in Vietnam. Look how sick this like ice cream is. Or look how sick this boat ride is, or look how sick this beach is. And they're just like I guess they just feel inclined to share it. They know it's gonna get lots of clicks and views because it's kinda like, oh, look at this, it's in Vietnam. And yeah, basically
Yeah,
that just
because
yeah.
yeah, yeah, true. Because what like influencing would have to do with you trying to well, you making content, right?
Yeah.
But essentially, you get to a point whereby there's maybe some sort of product that you attach to yourself. I don't know, as a personal brand or whatever, and you're trying to influence people to buy that particular product. Or maybe you're selling products. Maybe it's not your personal product, but it's another company's product or it's someone else's product, but then you are trying to influence people to buy that product or service, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
I
think
saw
so.
a
Yeah,
clip.
it's like a fitness influencer, for example. Like I feel like yeah, they're trying to get you to do something. I guess you could argue that travel influencers are trying to get you to travel, but yeah,
Yeah, and I guess there's nothing, essentially there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see any problem with that. The only time that it sort of becomes a problem is if that person is not is disingenuous, and if that
um,
person is not been true to their fan base, or even if they don't have a fan base, but then if they've sponsored a clip of them talking on YouTube or on Instagram, and you know that you literally BSing people in terms of what you're speaking about,
Uh,
but at the same time, you want people to buy into that particular thing that you're trying to sell to them, you know? Like, for example, I would say you are a content creator, right? You've been, creating content, right?
yeah.
But over time, you've now built a product, that anyone can literally buy into, right?
Hmm.
But I've had conversations with you whereby I could see that you genuinely concerned about either the product in the sense of like that it works for it's a product that works, so it's not like something that you created overnight and you're like, I here's a cause, I want to try sell it to just a bunch of people, make money off it,
Hmm.
whether it helps those people or not, I don't really care, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I never get that from you, you know what I mean? Like I've always picked up the thing whereby it's like, yeah, you're genuinely concerned about the whole thing, like the product and making sure that it works for the people that buy it, and I think that's why you've got a questionnaire as well, whereby you try and understand your
Oh, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
the people that get onto the landing page of the website.
yeah. Yeah, you saw that. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I've been on your website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, for sure. It's definitely, yeah, authentic. I would say, like, it's not like I'm just trying to take anyone's money just to take their money.
Yeah. But I was saying, I think a lot of people, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, like even in Bali as well. And I think I did send you the clip on Instagram, whereby this guy was just saying something very tiring about Bali is that everyone is a content. Everyone is like everyone is trying to sell a course,
Oh, okay.
and it's just like, are all these people, do all these people have like dope courses that, because if you're selling a course, it's got to be something that you've done and it's worked out for yourself and you've seen that particular thing been a success for yourself, and then you design it to sell it to other people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think with Bali, you essentially just getting people selling stuff, and whatever that they're selling hasn't actually worked out for them. They
Yeah.
just, they're just out there, just, just trying to sell stuff to people and make money off people. And that's what you get in Bali. But
Yeah, I get that vibe. Like, it kind of feels like, on in some ways, like kind of like a pyramid scheme. Like it's kind of like someone's trying to teach you how to make money. They're trying to make money by teaching you how to make money, but they never made money yet themselves. So it's kind of
they've
like,
never made money yet, exactly, off what they saying will make you money.
yeah, yeah.
And they want to make money from you. It's like, which is again, I'm not gonna, which is something that I want to do with the e-commerce business. Obviously, that I've got an e-commerce brand. Um, so the thing with e-commerce is that, again, right, the point is you want to sell your products, right? You want to
Hmm.
sell your products to people, essentially, right? But Shopify has an affiliate program whereby, if I'm not mistaken, I think it pays about $20 if you get people to sign up so that they can actually be able to build their store or have someone build their store. But then now you get people saying that they're making money or they're making millions off e-commerce, whilst they're actually not making those millions.
Okay.
But now they built this funnel whereby they want you to, for the because now the it's social media, right? So the aesthetics or the content sells, right? Like what people are posting and all those sort of things.
Yeah.
So they build up a funnel whereby if you want to get into, if you like what they're showing and you want to buy into that, you have to sign up to for the e-commerce, for the Shopify thing, so that they can design your store. And the whole idea is that we'll design your store for free or something like that, etc. Basically, but then they then get paid by Shopify.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But now when you think about it, even if, and I could be wrong in terms of the numbers, maybe it's not even $20, it's more than $20. But then like if you get in 20 people onto that on a daily basis, that's $200 a day, you know. And then if you scale it up high and it's 100 people, that's $1,000 in a day, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a little bit of a hook to it because now you're telling people that you can actually design their website for free
Yeah.
if they want to start selling as well.
Oh, okay.
I've seen a lot of those.
And
I've
so
seen a lot of
you've
those on
seen like a lot of those
Instagram.
in like Bali, and have you met them? You've seen them in person and stuff like in Bali?
No, I've never met anyone in person. I think the time that I was in Bali, I didn't know about the Shopify affiliate program.
Okay, okay.
Well, I mean, I didn't know much about it, right?
Yeah.
But these guys that I do follow, they've got like an e-commerce. It's like three guys from Australia. They've got an e-com community,
Hmm.
and their whole idea is that they say that they're making millions off their e-com platform or e-com website,
Hmm.
and their intention is to help their community make money from e-com as well. Um, but what that entails as well is that you need to sign up with their Shopify affiliate program so that they can help you build a store, you know.
Okay.
And I've got a feeling that's where they make a lot of crazy money.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, like if they have like a lot of traffic and you like they have like the kind of people that you're saying that like hundreds of people watching them, hundreds of people, like lots of people signing up every day. Yeah.
They don't have a lot of thingy. I mean, you're actually quite doing well as compared to them, like in terms of your YouTube.
Oh.
But it's three guys, so I think they are. I could be mistaken, but I think their community page on the Instagram has like a solid amount of the followers. But in terms of their own personal pages, the other two guys don't have like a lot of followers, and the one guy has like over 100,000 followers.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like yeah. I know what you mean. I hear what you're saying, and I don't know what for example, the travel influencers or the travel content creators are doing. Um, I don't. For example, one guy he genuinely sells information. Like he basically makes guides on how to move to Vietnam. He makes guides on like what living in Vietnam's like, and his community is basically he just has a community on school, which is like, basically you pay to join that, and then it's basically just a forum like where you can ask questions and stuff. Um,
Yeah, yeah, no, I see the school platform. Yeah,
so I don't know. I feel like that's pretty legit, I guess, because I guess he's providing value like that. But some of these other guys, I don't know what they're doing. They're just posting content, I guess, for clout. Like it feels good to like post a video and get lots of views and likes, I guess, and interactions. Maybe it's just like a dopamine hit.
yeah.
Um,
I think
Sorry if I'm like off
I
topic
think
here.
sorry, say that again.
I said sorry if I'm off topic. If that's like a little bit off topic compared to like what you're talking
No,
about.
no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
Uh-huh.
You like basically on topic. I think the biggest thing there is uh, community.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Having a community. So I think once you have a community, I think it becomes easier to monetize your community.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, when we spoke about the school platform, I went ahead and looked into this other Instagram page. You probably know about it. It's called Hard School, the school of the Hard Knocks. So is this one guy that just like I think no, no, I think they're from the States, United States. But he just randomly just walks and asks millionaires in terms of how they became millionaires, how they made their first million.
Hmm.
That's what they do,
Oh, okay. Okay.
right?
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
And that page, they've got tons of followers on their Instagram page.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when we then spoke about how, like the future of like, nomadic podcast and how we can possibly monetize it outside of YouTube. And when you spoke about the Square platform, I went onto their Square platform. Those guys have 7,000 members on their Square platform, and I think they're charging about $50 per person.
Oh, what is?
That's
Yeah, that's a lot.
that's a crazy business model. When I calculated it, I think those guys are making close to. Okay, I don't know how much they're making, but it's a six-figure income
On a month on a
generating
monthly basis.
business.
Yeah. Yeah, let me check that.
Yeah.
You said 7,000 times 50. What
and they're charging about they're charging $50 per person.
what are they selling? Like what kind of information is in their community? 350K a month. That is crazy.
I promise you, bro. That's how much they making. That's how much they making. I've sent you their clips. You know, it's just that
Yeah,
I sent you a
yeah.
lot of information, so you could have missed it. You could have missed that as well. But I'll send you their page like after our podcast, and you know you can have a look at them.
Yeah, but my
You know,
question is like,
and
what kind of what are they selling? Like, why do people join that community? Because they just ask questions, right? Or maybe they do other stuff too that I'm not aware of.
no. So so exactly, you're right. So
Yeah,
their whole thing was we started a brand or an Instagram page, uh, whereby we'll just walk up to millionaires and ask them in terms of what they do
yeah.
and how they made their first million.
Okay,
Then through that, they gained a following because
okay.
people were interested in watching those videos. So once they built or gained a following or had some sort of like community, how they monetized it was having a small community,
Yeah,
but then getting people to pay to be part of it.
yeah. But what's
So I
that?
think the only valuable information is just for people to. Yeah, I'm not part of the community, you know,
Oh, okay.
but I would think that the only valuable thing is, you know, whoever is part of that community, like you know, you stay inspired. You know, there's
Yeah.
there's just like. You know, like it's, you know, you wake up in the morning. There's just like a
Like how to
good
ask a
clip
question? How to ask a millionaire?
you know, I could be wrong. Maybe there's other like packs that they've built in the background whereby you know it helps in terms of their community and all of that. But you know, as in terms of what their page is about them walking up to millionaires and asking those millionaires questions.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
any I
under.
don't know any other value outside of that.
Okay, okay, yeah. I understand. Like that's how they attract people. Like that's
That's
their
how they
social
attract
media
people,
people.
yeah. But
Yeah,
then
I'm
through
just
that, they built
wondering
a
what the value.
podcast, and
Yeah, what the perceived value is to and paying $50 a month on that community because they have a lot of people.
crazy,
It's got to
right?
be something. It's got to be something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, it is crazy.
I mean, I guess $50 isn't that much for a lot of people. Like if it's like some value, like yeah, some people would definitely be willing to pay that much money.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot if your business is based online, you know,
Yeah.
which is what we spoke about the other time, you know. But if you're gonna say you starting a business and like you think your potential client base is the people that are in Danang, I'm not sure if you're in Danang or somewhere else,
Yeah, I
then
am.
$50 can be a lot of money because now you're looking at your client base from where you are and the people that are in your community physically, you know.
Hmm.
But then once you start looking at things from like a global perspective to say anyone can be a potential client, then yeah, $50 is not a lot of money, you know,
Yeah.
because your customers can be from the United States, they can be from Canada, South Africa, and so forth.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it's I don't think it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. So it makes sense why he has so many people. Yeah. But yeah, that's
But yeah, let's speak about AI, bro. What's
yeah
your
for sure.
perspective on AI? Has it added any sort of value into your business, and how do you see that impacting businesses generally? You know,
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah. I'm not sure. This is one that I actually have more curiosity about than answers to. But yeah, for AI though, like
That's a nice, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
like because I'm not too sure. Like I hope that it, it doesn't change too much. Like obviously like its technology is gonna like change stuff, and I understand that. But hopefully it doesn't change. Like for example, okay, like we're entrepreneurs, we want to work the hardest, we're the ones who are gonna win, and then I hope it doesn't change that kind of dynamic going forward. In terms of how I've used it, like basically the most is like ChatGPT. Of course, I use ChatGPT a lot, like extensively. I use it like every day.
Every
Um,
day, but I was on ChatGPT today in the morning. I was just asking like a bunch of questions. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
basically
go
like
on.
it's a part of my hand now. It's like an extension of my hand. Like I use it all the time for everything, especially like business related. Like when it comes to, scripting YouTube videos. I just made it now to help me make my VSL to, speak, because VSLs are like very important. Like you got to speak clearly, you got to speak to your audience, all these things. So it's like how I use it extensively just now. But even like for smaller things, like for example, I have the peanut allergy, right? So like sometimes I'll use it to like help me figure out or help me translate something, help me figure out, is this safe to eat, or is it, should I skip it? All these kind of things, like even in day-to-day routine and day-to-day life.
Got you.
Yeah, like I'll basically use it like over Google, but I'll also use it extensively to ask it questions, especially, for YouTube videos, titles, thumbnails. You can give it a set of instructions, for example, right? Like, how to prompt, how you can prompt that thing, right? So you give it like a set of instructions, you say you follow these rules, and then give this is my title idea, so give me an optimized title based on that. Because that's very important, right, for YouTube, like click-through rate, getting people to click on your video. Same thing with thumbnails as well. Yeah, so for me, it's I use ChatGPT a lot like that. Outside of ChatGPT, don't really use it. I guess in Canva, like there's like the background generator. Sometimes I take vertical pictures, but your YouTube thumbnail is like in a horizontal format. So sometimes you can click and drag to like it'll make like an artificial background to fill in the space that's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's AI. Um,
But you've basically found it very beneficial, I guess. Like it's, things with your business now, things that could maybe take you a day to get done, or maybe a lot of hours. You've been able to maybe now get like a lot of things much more done in a much more quicker time because of AI, right?
for sure, and I think like even there's things like even not even get it done. Like there's things I wouldn't know how to do, or I wouldn't even know like where to start.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Actually,
I've got you.
yeah, like just last week, basically, I was figuring out my living accommodation, right? And like I needed a lot of help because basically the way this would happen was like very unofficial, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, just send me like 25 million," and I was like, "Dude, what the hell?" And so I was like, I was such I'm getting like my
Wait,
bank is
sorry. What is that? Sorry. So to interject that this is 25 million
uh
Viet.
yeah, Vietnamese dong. 25 million. I think that's about it. That's like
Got you.
I'm pretty close to like basically $1,000 for a month and a half of rent here, and then that's also the deposit too. So I'll get some of that back, hopefully. that um, so yeah,
You
like
paid $1,000 for rent, and yeah, that's a crazy amount.
for a month and a half. Yeah,
But it comes.
part of that is deposit too. I'll get like about $300 back, and yeah, this is
Got you.
yeah,
So essentially, the rent is about $700.
yeah, 700 for a month and a half.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it was tet. So basically, the budget rooms were all gonna be like 8 million for like 2 weeks or stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I can secure this for a month and a half for not too much more, at like a not too much higher of a rate. I was like, I'll just do it. Um,
Yeah, I've got you.
it's definitely a little bit over my budget, but yeah, I'll be moving out after the end of March. Um,
I've got you. Yeah. So you were saying, you
yeah,
use ChatGPT. This guy wanted you to send through like 25 million. Let's just say like $1,000 through to him.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and somehow, some way, ChatGPT came in there, and
No, it
not
just helped.
ChatGPT, but an AI.
Yeah, ChatGPT, ChatGPT, because basically I was like, dude, like this is kind of sketchy. There's a lot of reasons as to why it was sketchy. Like, I never met the guy in real life. There's no official contract I signed. This is all through like a Facebook listing and WhatsApp group chat. And then also my bank is telling me like, bro, you never met this guy in person. Like, you want to send this is my bank. Like, Wise is literally sending me a message saying there's a 7 out of 10 chance that this is a scam and you're not gonna get your money back. They're like 7 out of 10
Shout out to
people.
Wise. Shout out to Wise, by the way. Using Wise.
Yeah, yeah, use of course currency conversion, right? So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like giving me so many warnings. I'm like, dude, I can't send this money
yeah.
because if I send the money and it's actually a scam, I'm like fucked, right? Like I can't get my money back.
It's clue. That's a lot of money to
Yeah,
lose.
yeah. And at the same time, there was a lot of
So
signs that it wasn't a scam too. Like I was actually got to finally see the room. I got to meet somebody else, and this is in a hotel. This is like in an official hotel building, right? It's not like somebody's house. So
yeah,
there's a lot of signs as to why it's not a scam too. So I was like completely like lost. So I put all of this information in ChatGPT, and like it just guided me through the steps of like, okay, finally getting to the point of where it's like, okay, we can send the money and we can like be pretty confident that, in our decision.
Yeah.
If that
So
makes
Wise prompted you that it could be a scam.
Yeah.
You then went on to ChatGPT to look up the information more and to understand if you possibly getting scammed, or if whatever that you're doing, it's a legit deal, legit place, you're not getting scammed. And this is still for the same place that you're at now?
Yeah, this is for this room. Yeah, this is for this room. Yeah.
So you were not getting scammed essentially.
Yeah, I wasn't getting scammed. Yeah, I wasn't getting scammed. Yeah, it was. At least I don't know about it yet. Maybe I won't get my deposit back. I don't know. No, I think it was legit. Basically, I met a guy too. He's like the owner, and the guy I was talking to online is like the staff of this guy. So, and this guy is officially registered with the hotel. So I think it's all good now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's
Okay.
yeah, you're right. It's not a scam. Yeah, I think it ended up being.
Yeah.
But
But
it was very fishy though. Like this guy like just asking for like money on WhatsApp and stuff. Like yeah.
yeah,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I think you cut out for a
Yeah,
second.
sorry, it cut there a little bit. It cut there a little bit.
It's all good.
Yeah, no, that's quite crazy. That's quite crazy. But I mean, it's a good thing that you, um, and then just on that as well. How do you see AI sort of impacting us, like moving forward? Do you see yourself using like AI a lot? Do you see other, online entrepreneurs or other nomads using it a lot? Do you see that being like um, a thing into our, day-to-day life? Just
Yeah, to be honest, that's a good question. I feel like a lot of it is like for me is unknown. Like I'm not entirely sure. I can see how it can start to take away a lot from, especially for example. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, I can see how it can take a lot away from like nomads, for example, people who do work online. I think a lot of it can be like maybe manual or repetitive. Fitness coaches, for example, like there might be an AI that could just replace me. Um,
yeah,
One personal example was like, for example, a lot of my social proof and authority comes from taking pictures with like women, for example, like because a lot of guys they see that and then that's like a really good thumbnail because they want to click on it. That's something that interests them, intrigues
yeah.
them.
You post a lot of you hang out with a lot of beautiful Asian women, by the way.
Oh, you went through my channel too. Yeah, yeah, I do get like lots of pictures
Of
like
course,
that.
I've been on your, yeah. You
Yeah.
you you probably you get very recommended on my YouTube,
Oh, okay. Now I'm
and
getting
that's
recommended. Okay,
yeah,
that's good. Yeah, but like
yeah,
for example, like I remember you thought like one of my thumbnail initially when you first saw one of the thumbnails, like your first instinct was like, "Yo, is this AI?" With when it was like a picture of me with like the girl, right?
yeah,
So like I worry like it's gonna start to tank my credibility, especially as it gets more realistic. Maybe other guys are gonna start using, maybe other guys who don't actually have the social proof and credibility, but now they're gonna fake it, and that's gonna tank my credibility, right? And social proof because people are gonna be like, oh, this is just an AI picture, and I'm not gonna stand out as much, in that regard, if that makes sense.
yeah. No, but I don't see that like screwing with you like in any sort of sense. I think you've built the most organic fan base. So whenever you get a troll there, like in your comments, like your army should come through and say, nah, this is not AI, and you know, I followed this guy for years or for a couple of months or whatever. This is an actual legitimate thing or like thumbnail, and I've seen that a lot. I've seen that a lot. I've seen
Yeah. That's the one thing about YouTube too.
trolls trolling a content creator, and the content creators early or initial fan base coming through to the rescue to say, no, that's not true or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you
So
mean
maybe
exactly.
your fan base will do that for you as well.
Yeah, hopefully. There's been times where like yeah, other people have been commenting like negative things, and my fan base does come through, or not my fan base, but like just people in general who
Your community, yeah.
yeah, people who like the video. And I think that's the beauty of YouTube. Like when you go on Instagram, someone will be providing like a genuinely like valuable video, and all the comments you
Yeah.
just all are just negative. They're just like roasting the guy. Like the guy didn't even do anything wrong, anything bad, and people are just like roasting him for no reason, like being negative for no reason. Not even roasting him, just being negative. Like, bro, what's going on? But on YouTube,
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's and I think that's like the ultimate level of confidence, like in terms of what we're doing,
yeah,
like we put in ourselves onto the internet, which is like the most vulnerable position platform to put yourself on, because then again, you obviously want views, right? But then with those views, you need to be open to the idea that people are going to say stuff about you or about the video, whether that's true or false, or whether that's whatever, you know what I mean? Like people will
yeah,
say stuff.
yeah,
So it's upon you to overlook a lot of stuff, because again, you've made that conscious decision to say, I want to create content, I'm going to put myself onto a public platform and start putting out content.
yeah, 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 exactly. And that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Like, I was just gonna finish. Like, that's one thing I do like about YouTube, because YouTube, like, you get more of a loyal community, loyal fan base. So like the audience will be more likely to defend you and less likely to hate. You know, even if your video is somewhat controversial, like they'll still be willing to support you and defend you in that kind of regard. Like, and so that's why I think
Yeah,
like
that's
you,
so true.
yeah,
That's so true.
it's
Yeah.
more like a family, like a tighter knit family. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like, yeah. You're totally right. I think if we were to sort of differentiate between all this platforms in terms of like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, um, not so much big on Facebook, but I guess obviously we might have to like have a Facebook page. I just don't understand as to how Facebook works. I mean, I do have like a page for my, insurance business on Facebook, but uh, yeah, I know these content creators will put out content on Facebook. I just don't know how that works, right? But I think, yeah, I can definitely say that YouTube is one of those platforms whereby once you start building that community, I feel like it's a niche, tighter niche. It's a tighter family as compared to all the other platforms whereby you could have like 100,000 followers on Instagram and have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, but you find that those 5,000 subscribers maybe make you more money than the 100,000 followers that you have on the
oh yeah,
Instagram,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
because the guys on YouTube are just like, they're very supportive. I think so.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
supportive, tight community than all the other platforms.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, bringing that back to AI. So like I think that I'm not too sure on. I didn't think
Yeah,
about it too much. For me, it's more just about doing what's already working. I'm kind of like the old fashion guy. I always like followed like what already works. I like doing that. So in
yeah,
terms of AI, like the things that scare me about it, I don't know how I'm going to use it to benefit myself. Maybe AI video editing, that might save me a lot of time. AI scripting, maybe like this will AI is just going to tell me everything to do. I've also seen AI where like they basically you type out the script and then it'll like make me talk in the video, which is kind of cool. But basically, I think you already know
I
of.
hate. Yeah, yeah.
I think
I
you're already
hate
aware of
listening.
these. Yeah, I think you're already aware of. But I'm saying things that you are probably already aware of, and our audience probably is already aware of too. I'm not saying anything
Yeah,
I think new or anything like that. I'm just scared that it's gonna like take away, like I said, my credibility and like take away from like hardworking people. That's my biggest concern moving forward.
yeah.
How about you? What do you think though? Like, what are your thoughts?
Quite interesting. I actually signed up a client yesterday for the lead generation business or the insurance business,
Okay.
and the client came through ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
So this client called me.
Uh huh.
I pick up the phone. I start having a conversation with the client, and the way that but I could tell that she's an educator. She's very expressive, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I've been trying to look for you. At first, I'm thinking it's the cops, you know.
Oh, shit.
That's just, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think I've done anything wrong. I don't remember myself committing any sort of thing that's illegal or whatever, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what do you mean you've been looking for me? You
Yeah.
know, where you know, and she's like, you know, she's been looking for like exclusive loans, which is that's my lead generation company, or the insurance slash, you know, loans, micro lender, you know, business. So I'm like, okay, cool. Can you please send me a WhatsApp, and then I'll, you know, attend to you and get you assisted in terms of the way that you want to get assisted. And I'm like, but, you know, by the way, because I do have like a referral program for our business, you know, so I was like, by the way, where did you get our information from? So this is an older lady, right? So she was like, I got it from AI. I'm like, AI?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, cool. I think I've got an idea in terms of what AI is. So what platform is this, right? She's like, no, I'm like, can you take a screenshot for me and you send it through to me? Because I was just like curious in terms of how she found this, you know. So we start speaking on WhatsApp, and I start attending to the stuff that she needs me to get her assisted with, right? But at the same time, I'm like, by the way, I'm Ketiwe, that's her name. I'm like, can you please send through that screenshot in terms of where you got our information from? Like literally, she went on to AI. So when she says AI, you know, she meant ChatGPT, right?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that's where she found us, right? Which is quite. I need to speak to my SEO guy about that, because I never thought we would get recommended on ChatGPT, because from what I understood, again, ChatGPT is a different source as compared to Google. So we hadn't started doing any sort of well, I mean, I don't know how it works, so I just need to speak to him and find out. But essentially, she went on to ChatGPT to say, where can she possibly get a loan? And my company was then recommended to her to say, you can go to this company, you know.
Wow.
So I thought that was interesting. You know, interesting obviously in a very pleasant and exciting way. You know, so I ended up signing her up yesterday, getting her assisted in terms of the service that she wanted to get us assisted with. But I think, yeah, I think the same thing that you would have said initially when you started speaking about AI. I'm also very curious about it in terms of I feel like I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Enough, you know what I'm saying? The only thing that I do utilize myself as well is ChatGPT. So I do ask a lot of questions on the ChatGPT platform, because I feel like the questions are much more very reliable than what I would normally find on Google, because with Google you get a bunch of articles, and you just need to like pick up an article website that you're happy with, basically. So I do utilize ChatGPT, another platform that you then introduced me to, which I felt like it's a really dope platform, and this could be for content creators. Is it Opus?
Yeah, Opus
Clip.
Yeah.
Opus Clip. So I found that to be very valuable to anyone that's creating content, in the sense that you can put out your video, it will create a bunch of shorts for you. You have a look at them, whichever ones that you're happy with, you get them posted, but then what's nice about them is that they've got captions,
Yeah.
which is what's nice, because then if people can't hear what you're saying, they're able to just look at the caption and say, okay, cool, this is what Huli's saying, this is what Bishma is saying, and things like that, right?
Yeah.
I also do think that, which it could be bad for employees, but I've got another friend of mine who's he's got an insurance company, just like I have an insurance company, right? But he has his own unique insurance company, in the sense that it's his own product, which is a different conversation. On my side, I don't have my own unique product. I sell on behalf of like the bigger insurance companies in South Africa, right?
Okay.
But so obviously, I think you know that with insurance, there has to be an advisor in place. You know, there's something called financial advisors, which
Hmm.
have to sell the or advise you in terms of whatever that you may be seeking. You know, whether it's car insurance or whether it's whatever an investment plan or like a retirement annuity plan, right?
Hmm.
So his insurance business, it's all AI based. So the AI, so you basically just click on the link, it takes you to like an AI, a WhatsApp AI chatbot, and the AI chatbot literally sells the policy to you. So you literally just have a conversation with the AI bot in terms of who you want to cover and all those sort of things. Well, his is like funeral insurance. So in terms of who you want to cover and all those sort of things, and the AI bot does the final sale for you.
Oh
You
wow.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's like, and I told him as well. I was like, "Yo, guy, that's actually quite crazy." So
Yeah.
he doesn't have. He only has like two customer service ladies, whereby if clients are asking questions to the chatbot that the chatbot is not able to answer, that's when they come in and assist with it.
Okay. I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, to
man.
your thing as well. Like yes, it could be bad in terms of cutting jobs for a lot of people. But I think for people that are creating, and this is not necessarily creating videos or anything, like just basically anything, I think it's good for entrepreneurs, because you're able to build things in a much more quicker way. And you could actually be able to cut cost as well, just in terms of employees, which, um, as much as employment is quite important, you also don't want to find yourself with a huge overhead cost as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like for example, if I had ChatGPT, I might have to. Yeah, who knows how much I would have had to pay to like get the help that I needed. I probably wouldn't have had that help I needed, and then my business would be not in the place it's at right now.
Yeah, so I think for guys like ourselves, it's actually AI is actually quite good, and I don't think I don't want to lie to you. I don't think I'm using it to um the the best of my ability,
Hmm.
um because again, like the only platform that I've been using is ChatGPT and the Opus platform as well, but there's different other platforms out there that one could actually use, which could help my business. And I'd actually love to, who knows, maybe there's like a data analysis platform as well, whereby you could just feed that AI platform uh, data in terms of what your community looks like, and maybe just, gives you insights in terms of what you need to do, like moving forward and all those sort of things in terms of targeting your community or finding your ideal community just moving forward.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, yeah. Um, there's definitely there. Yeah, that's something that we should probably look into. Actually, like how can we?
Do you not have like an AI thing on your website? I think you have it as well, right? I think there's like an AI chat thing there.
No, I don't think
Do you
so.
not have it?
No, I don't think
Whereby
so.
people can just ask questions and the bot just basically.
No, I don't think so. There's nothing to even
You
ask
don't have
about.
it. Oh,
Like,
okay, cool.
there's like two options to click on when you go on a website. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I have interacted with those chatbots, and yeah, sometimes they're actually quite helpful. Like, you don't. It basically just replaces someone that you'd have to hire like 24 hours a day. Instead, you just have a
Yeah,
robot.
bro, because
Yeah.
yeah, because uh again, employing people is good. When you have employees is good. But at the same time, you want to have sharp people, you know. As a small business, if you're a small business, it's very detrimental to just hire a bunch of people. And I'll give you an example, right? So with the insurance business that I've had, right? That I've always had, right? The
Mhm.
lead generation business.
Mhm.
Like last year, I think I had about 6, 7 employees that I had to pay,
Okay.
and coming back into this year, uh, I've got a team of 3 people, and that same amount of team is able to produce the same sort of numbers that the 7 people were producing last year.
Oh
You know,
wow. Okay.
which for me then tells me that I was sitting with an overhead cost of paying uh, what is it? 7 minus 3.
Yeah, 4 people
Paying,
extra.
paying for.
How's going? It's pretty late.
I didn't want to butcher it. I want it to be right, bro. Okay, that's 4, right? Yeah, but so essentially, I was paying, 4 extra people. Uh, um, uh, Something that now that's been done by like three people. So I
Yeah.
didn't. I had to like pay for 4 extra people for that, which that's actually quite detrimental for a small business, because you get to a point whereby you run out of cash, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
because now you've just been paying people, you're paying for advertising and all those sort of things, and you're not actually seen as to where you're going wrong, but you've just flooded yourself with people or that have to do some sort of work, but and yeah, maybe they are doing it, but it's like, hey, you can still cut down the team and still produce the same sort of numbers, if not more.
Hmm.
And that's my thing now. I'd rather like a small amount of team producing higher numbers
Yeah, for sure. And that makes
as
a
opposed
lot.
to just like a bunch of people, and because it gets somewhere, it gets clustered out, somewhere there, whereby you can't see exactly as to what you're doing wrong because now
Yeah.
you've got a bunch of people.
Yeah, I see you. I hear what you mean.
Yeah, so I think AI is good in terms of that, whereby you can cut down some people, but you still hire strategic people in the company as well that could assist you to catapult the company or catapult the business to the next level.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. For sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro. But then tell me, what do you think um, about the Andrew Tate situation in terms of